Hey everybody, it's Gordon. Welcome to the bench. I just tidied up real quick and I thought I'd take a minute to do a quick bench tour. So you've always seen my plane till in the background. I haven't spent a lot of time specifically about the till or with the till for the plane till community and toolbox builders, but I have fielded a few questions along the way. So I'm at a point where I thought we would stop because again, I just cleaned some stuff up. So let's take a quick tour. I'm gonna try and do this in under a couple minutes and explain what's going on and why. First of all is I wanted a plain till that would hold my number 3 through 8, both smooth and corrugated. So that's my basic set. I consider myself more of a user than a collector, although I'm gonna admit, and you are gonna see, because I am gonna reveal that I am also a collector. I do have a few pieces that I don't use, but I thoroughly enjoy. So what's going on the wall? I have, as you can see, about the right hand 70% of this, my 8 through 3s. There's a 4.5 in there and a 5.5, 5.25. And there's a missing plane, and that is out on loan. My 5.5 went away, and you are gonna see that again. I promise you, it's gonna be super cool. But it is not here today. And what's going on the left? I have some open space, and that's just really for me to kind of work with and put whatever I want up there when I get it. So there's, again, this is supposed to be my working collection. These are things that I have my hands on and use. And you'll see, of course, a 112 up there. There's a separate video for that where Mark Webster did an amazing renovation on that, a total makeover. It's absolutely gorgeous. I use the plane and I absolutely love it. There's a little Veritas chisel plane, a skew plane up there. I think that's a 140 skew. A router, I don't use the router much. It's one of those things, everybody wants those routers. Me too. I bought it, I'm guilty. And it's there and I don't use it much, but it's there and all its parts are there in a box in a separate spot. There's a 278 mounted up there. Probably the most recent acquisition. Well, it's not probably, that is. That's one that I just purchased. And I've always, again, wanted one of those, and now it's there. So we'll spend some time with it. There's a 386 fence mounted up there, and that's the one that, of course, you would put on the side of a plane. I don't use it much. It's really, again, one of those things that I thought I would. I bought it, I tried it. I don't really use it, but here it is in the house with the rest of the family. So that's what the lineup is. And then these are my basics, of course. And this is, as I said, the number 3 through 8, corrugated and smooth. I don't pay a lot of attention to the types on these planes because there are some family pieces there, my grandfather and my father's planes. So I'm not going to swap those out just to be type specific. And then they're all users. So I like what I like. And if I have something and I need to upgrade it, I will. But that's how it rolls. So what's up top center? Some added space or leftover space just by the nature of the design. And currently there's a couple carriage maker planes up there, 10, 10.5. There's another Stanley chisel plane, the 97, which is that full-size chisel. It'll probably make its way out west to see Mark Webster. I'm hoping to get a total makeover on that. And then what's in the middle? My little bedrock. I do have a bedrock 604, love it, use it. And again, it's one of my flights. So what else is going on? The shelf underneath, I wanted to put doors on it, and I do have plans to do that because it tends to collect stuff. It's just too easy to have a shelf and a ledge, and I end up packing it full of things. So I will put doors on there and I'll close it up. And I did mount some lighting underneath, and I do use the lighting. It's super helpful. You just can't have too much light. So underneath I have an LED strip, and there's more, right? There's more. So are you ready for this? If you're paying attention, you saw a couple things. One is you saw a piano hinge at the very top of this. And I'm a user of space. I love hidden things. And so this was the original design. And there's just, again, by nature of a plane till, there's a whole void of hollow stuff back there. So I used it. And what else you will see, I'm kind of zooming in on, is electronics. So why is there electronics mounted on the wall? because my plane till has 2 linear transducers mounted, and that whole plane panel, which is a 3/4 inch Baltic birch sheet with cork on the top. That whole panel will flip up like an awning, and it does a couple things. One, it reveals my hidden treasures inside, and there's some working tools in there too. So depending on what the project is, what the mood is, and what's going on out here, I'll either have this closed, which is most of the time, or I'll leave it open and gain a little bit more light and a little bit more Stanley ambiance, and then access to all my little finger planes, because I do love 100s and 100 and a half squirrel tail. And I have some other little special planes in there as well. So what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna push a button. This is remote, and my plane tail is gonna open. That's what's gonna happen. So here we go. There's 2 linear transducers, that's electric. They're 12 volt, and they are rated at about 380 pounds each. And I calculated my till, that door, to be at times maybe up to 300. So I wanted to overkill it a little bit. It does have its own stops, so it's just gonna open up. And again, I'm using LED lighting to keep my keep the shadows out and keep it lit. And when that gets all the way up, it's just gonna stop. And there we go. So what's going on inside? I talked about my little guys, right? So let's go over here and see what's going on. 100s, squirrel tails, some convex planes. Users, those are easy to get to now. I just reach up and grab one and we're good. And then a few things that are not users, and these are either family or things that I have purchased for myself. So what's there? My number 1, of course, and a number 2 that I'm just not gonna use. There's a Stanley Foursquare in there. I did collect Foursquares years and years ago and sold them all. So that was just kind of a jump back into it. I love that little plane. And then there's an A4 up there as well. There's an aluminum plane. What else do we have? Stanley scraper, an 11 belt makers, 11 and a half floor plane, rosewood level and a cherry level that I purchased from a dear friend of mine. And what else do we have? A 57 core box plane, which was a barter. I'll call it a gift because Steve Pender overpaid and provided a core box to me to replace one that I had years ago. And I think that's about it, really. There's some other little stuff shuffled in there, but the idea is, again, it's to enjoy the Stanley tool world and have some close friends near me as I work at my bench by myself, which is often. But there you go. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought you might enjoy it. If you need specs or you want to see a little bit more on my sketches and the plans of this till, I would be happy to share. I'm always willing to answer questions. Thanks for hanging along. I'm going to get back to work and got a lot of stuff in front of me. So again, I appreciate you guys. Follow along, give it a like. And again, if you have questions, let me know. See you later.